Yo, what is going on, Guardians, and welcome back to another Destiny 2 gameplay video. Hey, in this video, I wanted to have you guys weigh in on a debate for me, okay? I hear this all the time. I'd like to think that I'm a somewhat sportsmanlike individual in the Crucible, but literally anytime I emote a kill, in and out of context, people see that, and every time I do it, there's somebody who gets upset about it, right? Why are you emoting in the Crucible on a kill that's unsportsmanlike, that's degrading? I want to have you guys weigh in on this debate for me and see, kind of gauge the audience, see where y'all stand as a whole. And here's the thing, I'll sort of present my views on emoting in the Crucible, and we'll see what you guys have to say as well. I do, just as a reminder, I read all of my comments. Even, like last week I had a video that had, like 3,000 comments on it. I read them all. Right? I always read the comments. So, I can't obviously respond to them all, but I do read them all. So anyways, here we go. Emoting in the Crucible. Is it okay? Is it ethical? Is it a moral thing to do, right? It almost seems silly that we're discussing ethics and morals in a video game, but you know what? These things are universal, and I suppose they permeate into every facet of our lives, including the way that we interact on a gaming platform, because it is still real human-to-human interaction, even if it is through a digital medium of some kind. But emoting. So here's the thing about emotes. Point number one, they're in the game, right? It's an in-game function, and I have some emotes that I actually, I went to Eververse, I saw them, and I thought, I really like that emote. I'm going to use real money to purchase that emote because I like it and I want to use it. So it almost seems counterintuitive to have a feature in the game that you are ethically and morally not allowed to use. You know what I mean? Like, why would I use that emote in a speaking personally? Why would I use that emote in a PvE scenario? Right? Who am I expressing myself to? It's for nobody's enjoyment but my own. You know what I mean? Or just interacting with people at the tower. But those are very limited moments in the game where you're gonna actually use those. To me, emotes the most obvious location, right? To use an emote, to me, feels like in the Crucible, where I'm surrounded by other real people that I can express myself, and do something cheeky, something funny that was built into the game. That feels like the right environment for it. Another thing is, I don't teabag, and I would rather have somebody drop an emote, when I die, than to teabag. I mean, it's like, it seems to me like the obvious alternative, ethically and morally, to something like teabagging. And I'm not like crazy opposed to teabagging. I get teabagged literally every time I play this game. So it's water off a duck's back, right? But still, I try to avoid it because I don't enjoy doing it. And emoting seems to me like a decent alternative, I suppose. Another thing, I don't see anything wrong with somebody celebrating or reacting to their own personal accomplishments. I don't get mad when somebody emotes on me, and a lot of times people take it personally. They think it's a, screw you, I beat you, I shot you, I killed you, I outplayed you. When, for all we know, on the other side of, the internet, where the other guy is, he could be dropping the emote and saying, look at what I did. I can't believe I pulled that off. I can't believe I made that shot. I can't believe that I was able to make that play. So it's not about you all the time. It's not screw you. It's I'm happy for me. You know what I mean? And a lot of people see an emote on them as a screw you, not a, oh my gosh, I can't believe I made that play. And I think people just jump too quickly to assuming that it's a personal insult. And sometimes, or a lot of times, it might be, it might be somebody trying to be cheeky and be like, haha, gotcha. But you know what? What's the friggin' big deal? I think people are too sensitive about emotes. I've had people tell me they've unsubscribed to me because they saw me drop an emote in the gameplay. and it's something completely out of context. There's been a number of times where I've explained to them, listen, this guy was teabagging me the whole game. This guy was teabagging me for an hour straight as I was in this lobby playing games. So I dropped an emote on him during this gameplay that you see something out of context, and people get butthurt over it, and they see me as the bad guy. And I think that's kind of silly. You know, you're making an assumption based on something out of context. And I know that's obviously that's a YouTuber problem, right? You know, you guys are like, I don't care what people think about your emoting in the Crucible. But anyways, I suppose that was more venting than anything else. Just forget the last 30 seconds. Back to your context, what's applicable to you. I'm sure you don't have people criticizing you, but maybe you get hate mail for it, right? Why are you emoting on me? And you're like, dude, just chill. I think people are a little too sensitive about it. They see it as a screw you, not a look at what I did. And even if it is a screw you, these people, they're just nobodies. Like, who are they to you except a stranger on the internet? What does it matter what they think? Or what does it matter if they celebrate a kill on you in a video game? You know what I'm saying? I think it's kind of silly. I think it's kind of petty. And sometimes emoting is a great sort of response to another player that you have you've formed a bit of a rivalry with in a lobby. Maybe you've been in that lobby for 1, 2, 3, 4 games, 5 games. You've started to develop this rivalry with another player, and that happens a ton. And I think that emoting is just a really fun dynamic in those little short rivalries that you get, and you're not going to have that tomorrow or the day after, the week after. It's this person you're probably never going to run into again, chances are. And when you do, you might not even remember them. So it just adds a fun dynamic to those little rivalries as well. So anyways, those are my thoughts. Emoting in the Crucible, is it moral? Is it ethical? Is it okay? I think it is. I think it's a fun, cheeky thing to add in the game. People drop emotes on me all the time, and if I took it personally, I'd be in bad shape because it's just all the time. So I think people get too upset about it. We gotta have some thick skin. Enjoy the video game for what it is. Express yourself. As Tess says, he told me he wanted to express himself, so I gave him a thumbs up, right? She says it's just a way of expressing ourselves in the game, and there's no harm in that, I don't think. Now, you can disagree with me, and if you do, feel free to explain why you do in the comments section below. I don't think that I'm 100% right all the time, and if you disagree with me, I am open to that, okay? And I'm not just going to chew you out and ban you from the channel, blah, 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 and get really defensive. But anyways, neither here nor there. Feel free to let me know as well what other kinds of content you'd like to see on the channel. You know, things like even doing play breakdowns, live commentaries. Do you like my tips and tricks? My more insightful strategic videos? Do you like the loadouts that we build and the builds that we create? What kind of content do you enjoy seeing, and what would you like to see more of? And before you say the 1v1me series, where did it go? It was just on a short hiatus while we had the Shadowkeep launch, and most content creators are, you know, nose down in their work for, you know, a full month. Now that we're on the other side of it, that series will continue. So I'm looking forward to that. Thanks for watching the video, y'all. I hope to catch you in the Crucible.